Hey guys, it's me, Saka King. Today I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna tell you guys about my school days. I went to crazy schools. Actually, I went to two different crazy schools. So I grew up in a small, quiet town in the country, Virginia. I grew up in Virginia most of my childhood. So I moved to Richmond. It was the most terrible, terrible school I went to. When I first seen that school, I remember laying my eyes on that school for the first time. It just looked ghetto, if I'm being honest. It really did. My brother said, "Oh, that school's gonna toughen you up," and I just said, "Really? Are you serious? This school?" But yeah, my sister said, "Yeah, this is the most ghetto school in this neighborhood," and I was just like, "What?" And I'm going to the school. Now, the past school I went to, it wasn't bad. It wasn't ghetto. I mean, there was bad kids in that school, but it wasn't as many bad kids. It was basically around well-behaved kids. Best way I can explain it. Now, I remember when I first stepped foot in the classroom, all the kids just looked at me. Everybody. It was crazy. Like all heads turns, and I was just like, "What are these people looking at? Like, I don't understand this," because that was my first time being the new kid because I grew up in that old town I was at. But yeah, all the kids were just staring at me, and they were just dead hawk looking at me basically. So yeah, I just sat down, whatever. The teacher was just teaching, and then out of nowhere, kids just started standing on the table. One of the kids just started cussing out another student. I'm just like, what is going on here? This is insane. And also, it was just fights every day in that school. Just fights, fights, fights. Everybody and their mama was fighting. Like, literally, the students would fight the teachers would fight. It was just insane. I remember when I was in science class, this girl would just argue with some dude and she just picked up a chair and just threw it at the dude. And I was in the middle. I was in the middle, and I just dodged that. I just dodged that because I would have been knocked out. I was like, what is going on? Didn't she not see me? Like, she literally threw the chair and she didn't even care I was right there. I was just like, yo, this girl is insane. And I mean, I seen it before. Like, I wouldn't say we talked, but she seen me, like, we greeted each other basically, but for some reason she just didn't care I existed at that moment. She was trying to aim for that guy, but basically, if you're trying to go after that guy, just not aim for me. Just say, "Hey, watch out," because you knew me, but I was still new. But come on now, I don't know. People there, if I'm being honest, they did not have common sense in that school. But yeah. So after that, after she threw the chair, the teacher told her to sit down, sit down, sit down. She just, oh no, that teacher was also ghetto. If I'm being honest, it was just wild, man. It was so wild. I also remember on my first day in that school, when I was going to my second period class. I forgot what class it was, but I remember when I was walking in the hallway was just crowded. It was just crowded with people. I mean, people were running, smacking each other upside the head. It was just wild, throwing stuff. Just it was crazy. Girls yelling, the most random stuff. But I remember when I was walking past I think it was the girls' or men's bathroom. I don't remember, but there was two girls that just busted out the bathroom. Everybody's just like, "Whoa, whoa, what's going on here?" Basically, I was just shocked because it was my first day. I was short back then too. I mean, I wouldn't say I was short, but I don't know. I felt like I was short. But yeah. So yeah, everybody was just like, "What's going on here?" And the two girls walked out, and a midget came out right behind them. The midget dude was just like, "Oh yeah, there's nothing to worry about here." I'm like, "What is going on here?" Everybody started laughing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did busted out laughing. Like a midget, it was a midget that came out the bathroom with two girls. I mean, like, what in the world is what? This is the most awkward school I ever went to. This is just insane. Right when I seen it, I told myself I will remember this for the rest of my life. I will never forget this. I will keep this for life because that was the most funniest experience I've seen in my whole entire life. I will never, never forget that because it was just hilarious to me. But yeah, my first day there, it wasn't actually bad. I mean, it was wild. I seen a lot of wild stuff. Kids smacking each other again, girls yelling at each other, eating hot Cheetos. You already know how it goes. Hot Cheeto girls, all that long nails. I don't know. Yeah, when I first went there was this guy. Me and him still talk to this day. He said, "Hey, what's your name?" I said, "My name's Rodney. If you guys didn't know, my real name is Rodney." But yeah, so yeah, we talked, whatever, and all that. Then found out that he liked anime. I liked anime, and me and him became best friends. Best friends, still friends to this day. But yeah, so he introduced me to everybody else, and we all greeted each other, "What's up?" Whatever. So yeah, then he said, "You can sit with us at the lunch table." And I'm like, "All right, cool." Now, we had this one guy with us. He was with us in the 6th grade. I never seen him again when I went to the 7th grade, but it was this one guy. I don't remember his name. I'm gonna just call him, let's see, what can I name him? Andre. Let's call him Andre, whatever. So, Andre, he was like the most sus dude in the group. He said the most sus stuff. Like, he was eating a hot dog the most awkward way, and one of my friends said, "Hey, stop eating a hot dog like that." He said, "I would, but I can't," and everybody was just like, "Hey, yo," whatever. So, but yeah, but there was this one day, and I'm gonna tell you this story about this guy. I'm gonna call him T. I don't remember his name, but I'm gonna just call him T. He was probably, I'll say, he was like the top kids in the school. He was one of the bad kids, like the most baddest kids. I'm not gonna say he was the baddest kid because I've only seen him a few times, but call it T, my arch nemesis. I'll tell you a story about him, what happened with me and him before. But yeah, so Andre was eating, well, he got some ribs from the lunch lady or whatever, and he showed up. He was with a group of dudes, whatever, and one of the guys he was with said, "Hey, take his food, because he and his friends came to our table while we was just chatting and whatever, and he just looked around to see if Andre was around, and he just took his food, and I'm like, yo, he just took his food. Are we gonna do anything?" And my friends was like, "Nah, don't worry about it," because like, again, he was like one of the bad kids. Like, when I say bad, I mean he was bad. But yeah, so he took his food, and Andre came back and he said, "Hey, where'd my rib go?" And he said, "Oh, T took it." And like, he took it? Why he take it? Like, it's rib day, you know? And he looked so upset, and I just looked, and I was like, wow, I can't believe he just stole his food, because that was my first time experiencing something like that. Well, first time seeing that. But I was like, wow, that's crazy. But the reason why I say T is my arch nemesis is because me and him, we actually threw down. That was the first person I threw down with back in 6th grade. But that's for another time. But yeah, so that happened. And but yeah, I have actually been in fights before. I've been in 4 fights my whole life. All of it was self-defense, but I'll be honest, I'm embarrassed by the fights I've been in. I mean, when I was young, like, "Oh yeah, I've been in fights. Yeah, I've been in fights." No, I wasn't even like that, but I would just tell people I've been in fights before, but I never brought it up unless they asked. But me personally, now that I'm older, I'm kind of embarrassed, and I'll say I didn't lose in all my fights. I didn't, but I don't condone violence. I'm not a violent person. All my fights were self-defense, and even though I won, I'm still embarrassed by it because I thought I could have left another way. But yeah, still, that's my story, and I'll tell you guys the story about me and T when we threw down. Next video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and share. And make sure you guys subscribe to my other channel, Sakai King, my art account, and subscribe to my Webtoon Ultimate Fighter. Check out the Patreon, merch, everything. You guys are awesome.